Hey everybody, welcome to Line Up with Melanie. I've been wanting to make another video for months. I'm finally attempting today. I hope you guys are all having a great day. And if not, maybe this will help. My kids were just informing me some tips I needed to use on my videos. So they follow a lot of YouTubers and that's why I don't have 50 million viewers. But anyway, we'll give it a go and see how this goes. So I hope you're all having a great day. I just wanted to share, I had this idea, prompting, whatever, for this video a while ago. Luckily it's been several weeks, month and a half maybe, that I've been wanting to do this. What's been going on in the world, it's been the coronavirus, crazy, and let's see, it's June, and that all started about in March, and threw everybody off. The whole country's, a lot of countries been on lockdown, and it really started impacting Utah in March and April. So, I don't know, it's brought up a lot of different things in life that everyone has had to deal with. Well, let me get my thoughts together. So with it, they closed down a lot of businesses, schools, churches, and the kids were finishing up for 2 months at home, on the computer, and for school, and luckily my work didn't get impacted, or my husband's, or my daughter's, because we all work at grocery stores. So luckily we've been blessed to keep working, but a lot of people couldn't, either for health reasons or their businesses just shut down, which was nuts. So we've been blessed that way, but work got crazy for a while, really busy, and shelves empty of toilet paper and Clorox wipes and a lot of other things too, just people stocking up, and we also had an earthquake in Utah, and that set everything off in motion more, and people freaked out more, and I guess mostly just realized that we weren't prepared enough. So it's understandable, but when the world and life goes crazy, to freak out a little, and not know what's happening or coming next. So, but anyway, so I was like, okay, this will be fine. We're going to get through this. It's not going to cause that much problems in my life. But I ended up actually struggling quite a bit with it, and the shutting things down put a lot of wrenches in my plans, and just extra stressors at work and at home, and with the kids, and people at each other's throats, and just a lot of different things happening, and the school thing at home, and the work kind of being crazy, and the closing down, like I said. So anyway, it's been crazy, and I know all of you know this, but for future people that don't remember this is what's happening in life right now. So, but anyway, during this time, after 3 or 4 weeks of this impacting our lives, at the beginning, I started to feel, frustrated and sad and upset, and I don't know, I think I started to get mad and lose, confidence in I don't know, not necessarily God, but just a lot of doubts and fears and frustrations came along, and so that was hard to deal with. And Satan will use everything he can. He tries to make people depressed and anxiety. People with anxiety, even people without anxiety, have been getting anxiety. It's been going through the roof, and because they don't know what's happening, and they don't know how to handle it, and they don't know how to cope with it, and it's scary, and then all these other things, kids home all the time, and a lot of parents home from work all the time, and so anyway, church was canceled, Relief Society activities was canceled, school was canceled, a lot of things that I need. I'm one of those people that need to be spiritually fed and go to church and listen, and not just prepare my lesson and teach it, or try to teach my kids. I need to sit and enjoy and spiritually soak in things for me, so that I can do that for them or for other people. So amidst all of these distractions, I started to lose myself a little bit, and in God, and filled with these frustrations and anger and sadness and depression, and you couldn't even see friends for a while, just supposed to see the people in your house, and just a lot of feelings surfaced, and complications surfaced from all of these things, and so I had a hard time. I wouldn't prepare my lessons, even though I should have done it with my kids, and things got postponed. Missionary follow-ups with my son for a little while. Luckily, we were able to do some on Zoom, but church really affected me, and not having it, but and so I felt like I was starting to not be as close to God as I used to be or wanted to be, but I didn't really realize this was happening, but I just felt mostly discouragement and frustration and doubt, and that's the time when Satan's gonna come at us and be like, okay, and put all these lies into our head, and make us feel a certain way, and almost make us lose our reality, because we get sucked into our thoughts and stress and everything else, that we're just sucked into our own head and reality, and even though it's not reality, it feels like reality, and things feel worse than they are, and things, stresses just in our head, they get worse, and they do get worse too in real life. Tons of stresses were compounded a lot in my life, and Satan just took advantage of it all, and said, let's cause as much havoc as possible right now, and I had this huge emotional and spiritual block for several weeks, and I knew Satan was trying to discourage me and, make me think that this was real, and that what I was thinking and anxietying about, if that's a word, was real, and doubting myself, and being angry, and so he tried to replace, these other truths with these lies, and feelings of discouragement, and so one day, a while ago, I woke up and at 2:30 in the morning, and I felt different. I felt like I had been reset, like emotionally and spiritually reset, like recharged, almost like a switch had been flipped. I felt different, and I recognized that this is what's happening, that in my head, all the things that seem so bad, and the stresses that bombard us during this time, like, they are here and they're real, but in my head, I had made it into something else, and felt distant from God, and but this morning that I woke up, I felt different. I felt clarity, and I could feel peace and vision again for my life, and that things will all work out, and that things will be okay, and that I was reminded that God loves me and that He hasn't forgotten me, but I was also filled with this clarity that I had forgotten Him, and I had stopped seeking inspiration and stopped seeking the Spirit, and that I had not been reading my scriptures regularly. I had not been listening to. Usually at work, I listen to conference talks or spiritual music or Christian music, and, church talks, things like that. But I'd been just listening for weeks. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna listen to my own music, to my country music mostly, and I tell you, don't listen to country music if you don't want to be depressed. It's not what to listen to. But so I had stopped seeking inspiration, and it was really sad because before this whole thing, I had just prepared a talk a few months back for revelation and inspiration for in your own life, and I did so good, and I thought, oh, that was just what I needed, and I know how to do this, and I felt really good, like I was really strong spiritually, and I noticed my flaws also preparing that talk, but anyway, just a couple months later, this hits, and boy, man, I see what I'm really made out of. I see what I'm really made out of, because I just felt distant from God, and I know He's not the one that moved, but that it was me, and I wasn't doing those little things to seek Him and His revelation and inspiration. So this morning I woke up that morning at 2:30 in the morning. I felt so relieved. I just felt like my reality was back, like God loved me. Like I realized and recognized that what Satan had been trying to do to me, and that it wasn't true what he was trying to feed me in my head, and the problems were still there, but the mindset, the depression and the sadness, that wasn't me, and the anger at God or anger at circumstances, that wasn't me either, even though it's easy. I mean, everybody gets angry sometimes at what happens, and you get angry at God, and one of my friends said, you have to tell God that you're angry, and you do, and tell Him how you're feeling, and tell Him you're upset and you're not happy with how things are going, and pray for patience and a little glimpse of understanding of anything, why anything's happened how it has at all, sometimes, especially those with a lot of problems or struggles in life and hard times, that it's easy to ask, why is this happening? Does God love me? So talk to God about those things. I challenge you to. He wants you to. He knows you're mad. It's not like you have to hide it from Him. But I did. That morning I woke up and I realized that I felt like a switch had been flipped, and I felt His love and peace again, and confidence to go on, and self-worth again, and faith that He's in control, and He knows what's going to happen, and He knows why things happen, and just a lot of things that people are questioning right now. And even the most faithful, it's easy to get frustrated and question why things are happening, and we just have to remember that, and it's hard. I'm a perfect example. It's hard to remember God all the time and put him first and to make him that priority. But I was so grateful for this morning. I woke up and I had to write it down, and so I did. I wrote it in my journal, and I thought I need to make a video about this because I don't think I'm the only one that's struggling right now. And coronavirus is still here, problems are still here, lots of problems for some people, complications with medical things, complications with home life, church life, work life, a lot of things. People have been out of work, all sorts of things. So I do count my blessings every day, that my problems are my problems and not others, that I see people going through. I am blessed, very blessed, but I challenge you guys to just evaluate how you're doing. And a lot of people would say God's not the answer to everything, and he's not. If you have real depression or anxiety, you may need to get some medicine. I know this is a real serious thing, and it's real time to think about how you're doing. And if you have gotten depressed or anxiety and you need some medication, I challenge you to seek out some help for that and get something to help you, and to talk to people. I almost haven't wanted to talk to many people. I've almost been introverted and just don't want to talk to people, and that's not me either. And a lot of that's from a lot of the stresses too that I've had, but that you just kind of shut down, and I don't want any of you to shut down and to get sad. There's always someone that will listen. I'll always listen, and anyone in Flow Club would always listen. But I challenge you to evaluate where you're at, and if you're still putting God as a priority in your life. And if you are, great, and you're probably doing really well with all of this. And if you're not, then I challenge you to do it, and to put him back in his place. And like I said, a lot of people don't think God's the answer for everything, but he is all powerful. I'm pretty confident that he can fix any problem. He created us and the problems, so he can fix a lot of problems too. So I hope you guys are all doing well, and if you've gotten into that reality and the stresses have just gotten to be too much and you feel like you can't do it, I challenge you to pray for his peace and remember him, and seek him again and seek his inspiration. And if you're still doing this, great, you're doing better than I was. But if you're not, or if you're not doing it as much as you know you should, then maybe try a little harder. And one thing this has brought up is that life is fragile, and don't take a day for granted, don't take people for granted. With some of my experiences, I was reminded that with some of the things that happened, that I was meant to serve God, and I promised him that I would serve him because of all the blessings I've seen. And come what may, he needs to be first in my life, and I wasn't putting him first for several weeks, and I sure felt it. And I challenge you to put him first and to always keep him first. And it's hard, but don't lose confidence in yourself or in him or in your visions or your dreams or the future. We'll get through this. We'll get through it. And if you need someone to talk to, you can message me or call me, and I will talk to you. And I just hope you guys are all having a great day, and I hope that you're getting through this okay. And it's okay if you're not. It's normal. I mean, it's a lot to go through. So if you're not, it's okay. But just don't ever lose faith that God loves you, and don't ever lose yourself or lose Him in your frustrations. So thanks for joining me today. I love you all, and I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.